Alright, so today we're gonna check out a Nightblade, and I have something a little bit unusual planned for Nightblade leveling. Today we're gonna level all the way with Amarasta's Blade Burst, at least all the way through like normal difficulty. And if you look at Amarasta's Blade Burst, I mean, you probably all know it from like, well, the Nightblade class. The skill is a level 1 skill, so you can play it right away. It also has the Lethal Assault like bonus, which is like a buff that is like a global buff that affects all of your damage basically. Like the percent damage affects all of your damage, and the flat code and acid damage will be added to all of your percent weapon damage based attacks, which is good for dual wielding, especially because the flat damage gets added to both weapons, so you basically like double dip on that. But then again, Amarasta's Blade Burst itself is a skill that only hits with like your offhand, right? If you're dual wielding, and if you're using a two-handed weapon, then it does hit like with the entire weapon, obviously. So the damage of the skill itself is kind of weird for a class that's otherwise rather, well, designed around dual wielding. So this is actually more damage if you use a two-hander compared to dual wielding. But this is more beneficial when you're dual wielding compared to like two-handed. So what many builds end up doing is, like dual wield builds at least, is like they reduce this to 1 point and then just like use Lethal Assault to like buff all of the other like dual wield skills like up here and so on. Or like Shadow Strike, for example. But what I want to try now is actually play ABB, at least for leveling. So if you look at the monster frequency for Amarasta's Blade Burst, or like items that have skill modifiers for Amarasta's Blade Burst as well. So the rare like green items, there aren't actually that many that you can like target farm right away. Alright, you can do like, you can use Gargoyle's Gaze from like Forgotten Gods, from the Gargoyles. That's like gives you +3 to the skill, and then like cold and acid damage to the skill itself as well, and also Leech, which is very nice. Then you have the Ugnenborg Bile Launcher, which reduces the cooldown, gives you pass-through chance, and also cold to acid conversion. But it's a gun, right? Like Nightblade with a gun, it's kind of weird. And then you have this metal, which gives you like more weapon damage and like another +3 to the skill. And then if you look at like other items that like give you stuff, I mean, you could use this, but I mean, why would you want to use this when this exists, right? That makes like no sense. Shoulders, I mean, sure, there's like some shoulders here and there that give you like some stuff, like some bonuses to it. This one is also like cold to acid conversion on Magi's armor, which is from like, well, the Magi's in the actual like Tomb of the Heretic dungeon, right? Which is not that easy to get to either. And I mean, the Veloth Ring gives you like a couple points for the skill early, but also acid themed. And that's kind of it. And then you have like the of Amarasta's Flurry suffix, which is more like cold themed. I don't know why it even has pierce damage, but yeah. I mean, it has like cold damage and ABB. And then if you look at Lethal Assault, like which items give you like Lethal Assault bonuses. You obviously have like Zen Terrans for endgame, but it's like very, very nice for like dual wield Nightblades. Sure, like some faction items here and there that you can also like play around, which have like acid damage here or acid vitality damage. I mean, both of them have like acid vitality actually. Kubas, Nemesis pair of pants for endgame. And you have like Ganavarkar's Sting, which you could also use if you're playing like a, well, like a dual wield dervish. And then Venom Fang suffix with like +4 to Lethal Assault, or of the Venom Claw with up to +4 Lethal Assault, either +2 or +4, depending on like if it's a one-hander or a two-hander. So my conclusion is currently that Amarasta Blade Burst doesn't really have like many items supporting it, really, and or at least like easy to get items. Obviously there's some more, right, for endgame, like Targo for physical, Vile Blade for acid, or like this item which lets you like spam the skill as well. Or this one for like ranged code and Amarasta's Blade Burst. So there's like some legendary items later on that also support cold, but if you look at all the like easy to get items, like the rare ones, it's pretty much only asset themed, and there's no dual wield melee or like even two-handed melee stuff. There's only one gun. So it's kind of like, do we want to play a gun Nightblade? I mean, maybe the answer is yes. Welcome to Ulven, Benjarin, Kakadu Lover, Tiny Temel, Big Mac, Gamer Channel, Malix. Welcome in, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Circle McRib. Welcome in, guys. Hello, hello, hello. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna start playing the game, of course, and we're gonna just play two-handed Nightblade, I guess, and even two-handed ranged Nightblade. Once we level 40 and we're like, get our hands on this weapon and this gun. The problem kind of is that for this gun, you want to go to the Ugdenborg, so like Act 5 as soon as possible. But to get like this helmet, you want to go to Forgotten Gods before that, which would delay getting this. And then this thing is like from Steps of Torment, which is like another delay to pretty much everything else. But and that's what we're gonna do, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mostly play like two-handed melee until I get the gun. I don't think like ranged has any real benefit over melee, apart from, well, you can play ranged and have a gun, I guess, but yeah. Alright, we're in the game, fresh account, right? Nothing in here. You can reset my menu screen. So yeah, no blueprints, nothing from any other like characters, right? Your friend says AB is a one-pointer. Is that true? I mean, as I said right now, like as I explained, it kind of depends on like how you wanna use it and play with it.
You're not looking to the body you will need.
For Act 1, it's definitely not a one-pointer in my opinion. Like, for Act 1, you can definitely use it to very good success with like more than 1 point. That's kind of like what I suggested as well in the past, right? If you look at my past, like, how to level Nightblade videos, that's kind of what I like suggested people to do as well. You put points in ABB during Act 1, and then later on you spec out of it and just use it for lethal assault to continue using it for like dual wield. And I'd probably make another run like that as well, because I mean that's kind of like why you play Nightblade in the first place most of the time. But I do wanna, at least with this run, see whether or not like ABB itself can be like a good skill all the way to endgame, or like at least all the way to like the end of the leveling phase. So yeah, we got the guaranteed Heaven's Greatsword, which you always get over here in Lower Crossing, right? You get the Heaven's Greatsword, the Francis gun, as well as this Olme axe, always guaranteed, right? So the 200 is the most damage for most builds, and in this case for ABB it obviously is as well. It's more lore, right? You're gonna gain experience by reading, just like in real life. I'm gonna like put 2 points per level here and then like 1 point down in the bar. The other skills aren't gonna be as much of interest for me for now, because, well, we're not dual wielding yet, or maybe never actually. And also this skill on itself, like Veil of Shadow, is honestly kind of useless without Night's Chill, so we're gonna only start putting points there once we have access to Night's Chill. My favorite class? Nightblade is one of my favorite classes for sure. One pointers are a thing because there's like plus skills. Yeah. I mean, that's like why you always like 1 point pretty much all the passes as well. Because like plus skills to like an entire class are like huge value if you have like a couple of 1 pointers spread around. What's my favorite combination then, if Nightblade is my favorite class? I don't know, I mean, maybe it's like sometimes I think I answered like Demolition is my favorite class, sometimes I answered like Nightblade is my favorite class. But Saboteur, like the combination of the two, is definitely not my favorite class. Like my favorite combination, like definitely not. I mean, Spellbreaker is high on the list, because like Spellbreaker is... it combines like, I think, two of the classes that reward game knowledge the most in their own way, I guess. Wow, miss for real. I should like... Oh, yeah, no, I already put points there. Okay. Anyway, like, to kill Kaizok, like, no matter what you do later on, this is, I think, always what you do. Like, this is pretty much always the best, like, the fastest way to kill this guy, on a Nightblade at least. It's just... I mean, there's, like, nothing else you can do earlier that's really, like, giving you, like, lots of damage. And you could, like, pump all the points in Dual Blades, I guess. Dual Blades has gotten a lot better than before, so that might be an actual alternative now. But for AoE it would be terrible, right? Allo. Welcome then, Arsnumek. But yeah, what's my favorite combo? I don't know, I like Defiler. You played ABB 200 range recently, down to around level 45. Your first 3 100s were all Spellbreakers. Nice. Actually, my very first 100 in this game, in hardcore at least, was a Reaper. Reaper is certainly not an easy to play class, and it's also one of the squishier classes. I don't even know why I managed to like get to 100 on a Reaper first, but yeah. I would say Sorcerer is kind of a favorite class of mine as well. Sorcerer is... Demolitionist and Arcanist. Another S tier fresh start. Yep. Do you have FPS drops in Mammoth? Not really. I think the only place where I do get FPS drops at all in this game, if at all, is like in very specific Shattered Realm maps with like tons of like enemies on the screen. Other than that, not really, I would say. Okay, these are resistances, very nice. When it comes to Grundon in general, right, you wanna make sure that your weapon gives you good damage, you have enough physique and cunning and spirit to equip like whatever you wanna equip. And focus on resistances and armor over damage on like your armor pieces. You're gonna get damage there eventually, but it's more important to kind of like solve the resistance puzzle first, to be honest. Your weapon and like the right choice of skills is gonna give you like enough damage, at least early to mid game. How am I missing so much? What the hell is this? Oh, my OA is dog shit. Yeah, offensive ability determines like how well you hit stuff. Right, you can hover over this to like see the chance against whatever enemy you attacked last at least, which is not always that helpful, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And sorry, in general you have like two ways to get offensive ability, right? You can either straight up get offensive ability, or you can get cunning, and cunning also gives you some offensive ability. The problem with cunning is that, well, if you're playing a Pierce or Physical or Bleed or Eternal Trauma build, then Cunning is great because it also gives you damage to your damage type. But if you want to play like Cold or Acid, for example, then it doesn't scale your damage, right? And Spirit would instead scale your damage, so you kind of want to invest in Spirit instead, usually. Which means you want to try to get as much offensive ability as possible from like in any other way that's not just cunning, right? Yeah, I did see your action, your answer actually, and I did want to answer as well. I don't know why I didn't. I kind of forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, the answer would have been that's probably gonna be too late for me, but we'll see. Because I'll probably stream until like 7 and then won't have time to stream or like to even be at the PC anymore, really. Like, except for like the stuff for uni, maybe. Anyway, Pneumatic Burst is the next skill we're gonna pick up. Pneumatic Burst gives you total speed, which is insane because total speed is casting speed, attack speed, and movement speed even. So you wanna like put a couple points in Pneumatic Burst, Amarasta Blade Burst, and like never forget the bar, right? Always put like 1 point in the bar per level, I think, at least early game. Otherwise you might end up being too squishy too soon. So yeah, from now on we're gonna like put 1 in ABB, 1 in the Pneumatic Burst, and 1 of the bar. Pneumatic Burst is also great in other ways, because not only does it give you like total speed, it also gives you offensive ability. And when you press the button, it also heals you, right? So it's like an active heal as well, which is obviously also very nice. Base game softcore beginner guides. I mean, well, if you check out the Grim Dawn Mastery leveling guides, I have like a rather old Nightblade, how to level a Nightblade kind of guide. That is also fine for the most part for the base game without expansions. Oh, this needs more physique. Holy, even more physique. Alright. Attribute requirements are also like another reason why you wanna like put 1 point in a bar. I think like every level early game, because otherwise you're gonna like struggle with gear, like equipping gear a bit too much early, and it's like unnecessary to struggle with that. Also, of course, you wanna, I mean, if you're like new to the game, like please full clear all maps, explore the game. The game has many secrets, many caves and huts and NPCs that you otherwise might never find. And also, most importantly, you wanna explore, because sometimes shrines, like devotion shrines, are in caves that you otherwise might not find if you don't explore properly, like the one in here in this cavern. And devotion shrines are important to basically progress your like 3rd mastery, right? Like Rundon has a 2 mastery system and devotions on top, and devotions are power level wise basically your 3rd mastery, so yeah, don't forget about this as well. Like every shrine is basically like a level up to your 3rd mastery, right? Something missing near the hardcore tag, the manly tag. Manly hardcore. You mean the veteran tag? I don't know. Veteran is kind of a waste of time most of the time. I mean, it's like a cool challenge run, I guess, but... The dervish from the SR50 race from years ago is also okay to follow. That's true, yeah. I think I have it like somewhere in that like... SSF beginner starter builds playlist somewhere as well, like somewhere down the list. I mean, there's like many builds in there, but it should be somewhere in there as well. Did you find the guy? No, not yet. So this caravan driver has 3 locations, right? Like 1, 2, 3. Like 1, 2, 3. Do you want to find him because he's like a 2nd shop, which will expand your... Well... Does this skill like miss more often than normal? Like what the hell, dude? I mean, okay, I still don't have a 100% chance to hit, but what the hell? I missed like 3 times in a row there. What is this? What is going on? Yeah, Dervish is a very strong Nightblade class, right? Like one of the weaknesses of Nightblade, or like one of the things that Nightblade is missing, is the like a default attack replacer, right? Like Nightblade is, unless you play Phantasmal Blades, mostly like a melee default attack class, right? But all the weapon pool skills for dual wielding, especially. But it doesn't have a default attack replacer. And Oathkeeper happens to have a default attack replacer right at the start of the mastery, right at level 1, so... Dude, is this skill bugged? Like, it's like missing twice in a row again, hello? I mean, I just need more OA, I guess. Gotta work on that OA, for sure. It's like it has like double the penalty from having no OA. Which, unfortunately, is a rather common problem early game. Yeah, they did increase the cooldown of Lethal Assault, or like the buff duration rather, on Lethal Assault at some point. And so like if you play Amarasta's Blade Burst as a buff skill only, like probably most people will, at least later on. Yeah, then it kinda... Then you like don't have to press it as often anymore, right? It's kinda nice. Then one of the bleeds make you fumble. Maybe like the mosquitoes can actually make you fumble, yeah, true. Let's just run speed reduction on this one. Kind of like the frozen orbs here, right? Another ring. Not enough spirit to wear it, we want. Jesus. Oh, this hit 8% to miss again. Okay. Okay, we got two weapons you could do wield nicely, I guess. Maybe the game's like trying to tell me something. Get resistances on this one. That's nice. Okay. The problem is also, I'm still using the Heaven's Greatsword, which is great, right? But it's not great enough at this point anymore. You kind of want to like play any other two-hander at this point. This guy sunders with his attack, but right, you can just tank it. Well, what does Sunder do? Sunder gives you like a debuff, which makes you take more damage from consecutive attacks, right? So at least later on, in like harder fights, you wanna definitely like always dodge those like orange glowy attacks, because you're gonna get sundered. Yeah, these like literal like one-handers have like higher damage than my two-hander right now. I mean, I can't equip them yet, but it's kind of like a sign that I should probably like try to upgrade my weapon soon. Tactician is pretty good. Tactician is a very safe class. I don't think Tactician is particularly good at anything apart maybe like 200 ranged pierce damage. But it's a solid class like all around.
Ah, I've been expecting you, human.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for the 38 months from March. Thanks for the tier 3 sub as well. Welcome back to the Bloomers. Appreciate the support. Alright, once you're level 10, right, you can like choose your second class. We're not gonna do that here though. Not yet at least. I mean, not for a long time. I wanna play solo Nightblade as long as kind of like feasible. At least all the way through normal. Yeah, true. If you can go like for Valdunes, for example, later on, and you can play like pretty much the same archetype for Valdunes as well, as long as you play around the green Ugdenborg bolt thrower, I think it's called. It's like some green twin crossbow from the cultist in the like Gloomwald Ugdenborg area. That's like really nice for like pure tacticians. Which actually, small spoiler, it's getting another buff in Fangs of Ostakarn, because it's gonna have like higher chance to proc Storm Spread in the Ostakarn expansion. At least that's what I've seen so far. Maybe they're gonna change it, but it'd be kinda lame if they would change that back. Messenger's Repeater is also another good item, yeah, for that. That's true. Surprised I'm not going for Veloth. I mean, I'll be going for the Veloth for sure, just not quite yet. But yeah, I should have probably like went to Veloth around like right now, right? Yeah. We're gonna go like one more rift before we go down to the cellar. But yeah, I would say, yeah, probably usually you want to go up all the way to Shambler, or like maybe even like before Shambler, you want to go back to Devil's Crossing, get the additional bag from the quest in the cellar. And what else do you want to just like defeat Veloth, because Veloth has rings that he can drop, or like a ring he can drop, which is also great for Amarasta's Blade Burst. Really, we get Toxic Effigy right away here. I was farming for this on the Dreek Evil Eye Occultist quite a while, right? Still no other two-hander. Yeah, we need like new items, right? This is not going too well right now. This is bad damage, not gonna lie. Oof. Yeah, this is kind of rough. Without real Oath Rings at least, and without like a proper two-hander. And also, I guess, without points of Lethal Assault. These guys are kind of tough for most characters. Yes and no. I mean, they shouldn't be like rough on... Even the energy is rough on this skill. Holy shit, dude. Huh. That's interesting. Double Superior of Fervor. They're also gonna have like way more damage than my current weapon, yeah, of course. Kind of funny. Alright, let's go rescue the cook, and then we go back to Devil's Crossing ASAP. Yeah, I guess you really shouldn't be running around with Heaven's Greatsword at this point, right? That is true as well, but like, I don't know, like no other 200 dropped? Like I'm not filtering out 200s, am I? I mean, I'm not, right? It's weird. Another... what? What? Okay, anyway, let's try this totem, and hopefully the totem is gonna drop me like a nice 200. We have some good AoE at least, so like the mobs spawned by the totem do die rather quickly. Got range eviscerator. I mean, that is a two-hander. That's a blue two-hander even. Alright. That's level 17. Well, that's a little unlucky. Should I buy the Crucible DC for trying to build the Cookway? leveling in the Crucible is not necessarily faster than without the Crucible. And also you don't get any reputation in the Crucible, to be fair. But the Crucible can still be like a nice challenge mode and like an alternative endgame, for sure. I should pick up like Shadow Strike as well at this level. Okay. And the skill is doing decent for AoE, right? But once there's like an elite... Okay. Yeah, let's just go back. Puncturing of alacrity. Wait, maybe just like play a gun, right? I did get a gun there. I mean, it is more damage. Henry Cavill. I don't know, I have no idea, maybe it is. No clue. Okay, we are a Gunblade now. Also attack speed gloves. I mean, ideally you want like attack speed gloves with like resistances though. Let's... I think I wanna play this actually, but it needs more spirit. What the hell? This one needs more physique. This one is easier to equip at least. Okay. Actually, one other tip, right? If you're like struggling with those stats early game, the first component you should like use and like freely use as well, I think, is the Polished Emerald. You're gonna get like so many of them, and like 24 stats in total early game is a lot actually, so. Like the... What's it called? The Polished Emerald is arguably like the best component early game, in my opinion. We do have enough scrap, very nice, so we can go down to the cellar. And also for devotions, right, I always get 6% total speed in Jackal first. I think it's just the best value you can get for like 3 points early. And we're gonna play like either Code or Acid, right? So we definitely want to get Rumor, which, well, needs blues, greens, and reds. And we could go for Spider or for Eel. Those are kind of like the two that you want to go for, I think, early as well. Spider for attack speed, Eel for movement speed. Polish Emeralds? Yeah, they're from Poland. True, exactly. That's true. True and real. With the gun you're gonna save skill points not picking Shadow Strike. That's true. But I kinda wanna play Shadow Strike, to be fair. Because it is gonna add the missing single target damage. Anyway, okay, since we can't pick that yet, I just wanna like get to Lethal Assault as soon as possible, I think. I'd like Night's Chill as well. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome, Wormu. Is the little dash new, the evade? I mean, it's been the game for like almost 1.5 years now. But if you haven't played in a long time, then yeah, it is new. It's like a... It has an iframe too, it's kind of like an evade, right? Like... Just like in Dark Souls, or like in FoA 2, or in all the other like RPGs. Like more modern RPGs at least. Tend to have like iframe evades now as well. option for Saboteur Evoker last patch. Evoker? Which Evoker do you mean? You mean like the one like cold scepter weapon? That's called Evoker or something something? I got a 200 weapon, holy shit. Alright. Okay, let's just play melee, right? And play like Shadow Strike as well. Next level. Chill Flame Evoker. I think that's a fine weapon, yeah. Where's the boss? Oh, here he is. Alright. Yeah. Does the skill have like built-in missing? Like holy fuck. Okay, maybe it's... I got used to Inquisitor, which has a couple of skills that literally cannot miss. Like Storebox and so on. Three out of 4 builds and top 20. We're just straight up Nightblades. Yeah. Okay, so this is the ring he drops. In this case, he dropped the level 20 version of it. Okay. Okay, so we need another ring, right? Like a second ring. Because you want to, like, well, use 2 rings of this. How do you make him respawn? You reset the game, right? And the only way to reset, like, your session is to go back to the main menu. That's the only way you can do it. Now, since the weapon kind of sucks, we could see if we find like another weapon that's like better. And to no surprise, at least not to me, it's gonna be very easy to get a better weapon. Because all the 200s I found so far were just terrible. So these were all better. I could like buy some of those, or what does this guy have? Like the chilled tarnished maul, or like this one right here. Superior scrap metal war sword. Of the Aether, it's not even like good at all, but hang on, how's this? I just played a chilled tarnished maul, I think. Yeah, this one right here. Alright. So we tell this guy we fixed the pump, which will give us another inventory bag. There we go, and we go back down to the cellar to kill the boss once again. Maybe they have fired, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the chilled maul is better here, because it even like adds more cold damage, right? The resolution is burning your eyes out on console? Why not? Wait, can you not? This one's even better. Okay. Let's go. game only works in full HD. Oof. Wait, it works like in higher resolution on PC though, that's weird. Yo, toxic. Ranged ABB, huh? I mean, maybe. I'm gonna like play whatever I find, to be fair. This one has attack speed. My current amulet has like 5 billion resistances though, so... Okay, let's finally go get Shadow Strike and Lethal Assault. And zoom. Yeah, this kill... I mean, it's still not insanely great, but it's at least a lot better than before. And this ring's up to level 20. Okay, I mean, I think level 20 is like the lowest level for the ring. Like, no matter what level you are, he's like the lowest he can drop is level 20. Which is fine. One thing I gotta say about ABB though, it's rather energy hungry, not gonna lie. I mean, as are all the skills if you like max them out right away. Or like most of the skills that also have kind of like a more caster touch to them. Slipbane is a really nice drop, not gonna lie. It's honestly kinda perfect for this if you wanna like play acid or like acid cold. I mean, it's better than some like random yellow mold, that's for sure. Or like axe in this case. Let's get to 3 fabrics. Witch Hunter is a really good starter build now, thank for Nightblade. I mean, Dervish is similarly good though, and Infiltrator is also very good. I don't know, like Nightblade has many good starter builds overall. Is ABB better now than maxing Ellie? Or like rushing Ellie? I don't know, honestly. I'm trying to find out. And I kinda doubt it, honestly. Nightblade doesn't really have a bad combo. Not really, no. It's not like Necromancer. So you only have to go through the cellar, right, if like all the other paths are blocked, which doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does, and then, well, you have to go through here. But if you go through here, then sometimes you get a totem at least, which is a decent compensation, I guess. Also got a medal even, very nice. Of Zeal suffix is total speed, so, well, also movement speed, right? So let's use that right away. Yep. That's huge. Single button Shadow Strike is your favorite build? Single button Shadow Strike. I mean, I guess with like Lock Spear daggers, for example, you can make that work. Olivier, welcome, welcome. Alright, so finally we got some like passive AoE around us. That's chill, reduces enemy cold and poison resistance, but also there's some like frostburn damage around me all the time. Which, well, helps with AoE. But did we really like need help with AoE? Maybe not, right? You can level with Vitality, Phantasmal Blades as well. Yeah, you can. Like Reaper, for example, right? Or Witch Hunter. With the, like, Spectral Crossbow. If you wanna play, like, a caster Nightblade instead. The problem is, it kinda sucks early game, right? At least the last time I tried, it kinda sucked. Maybe it's feasible now. I think there's gonna come some like interesting changes to Phantasmal Blades in the future. And yeah, I'm not gonna bother playing it now on stream, like to test it now on stream yet, but soon, right? Soon. Run speed 120, okay. To be fair, it might be still better to like just max out Night's Chill, right? Or like Act 1 AoE. You need ABB for like Kaizog and a couple other bosses up to like Shambler maybe. But post Shambler you could just like already do the switch and play Lethal Assault for single target and ABB for like Lethal Assault dual wield. Dual Blades, Lethal Assault for single target, and Night's Chill for AoE. Some Pierce builds use ABB. I don't think many like new Pierce builds or like actual up-to-date Pierce builds use ABB anymore. It used to be great because if you converted the acid and cold damage to piercing, then you would get like very nice additional flat damage out of the skill. But I kind of feel like that's a thing of the past now. Like modern pierce builds will no longer use ABB. Unless they like, you know, play actual pierce ABB. But if you like only use it for the buff for Lethal Assault, then you probably won't play that anymore. Of Haste Boots is kind of nice. This one has like 5 billion resistances. That's cool. I wonder like how much of a difference these rings are gonna make. Because if not those rings, I kind of feel like the run right now is not the best. Like I've had better runs definitely on other classes, but also on Nightblade, even like just going for the classic more dual wield setup. We'll see though, we'll see. You kind of want to go to the Gargoyle Helmet, right? But there's one problem with the Gargoyle Helmet. It is a monster frequent that has no boss or hero attached to it that like drops it guaranteed. And farming those kind of monster frequents in normal is oof. It's certainly not fast to get there, right? Or like to get it. Also the gargoyles are pretty much at the end of Forgotten Gods. I think like getting Ilgor's medal and SOT is definitely easier. Or also the gun in Ugnenborg, honestly. I mean the gun in Ugnenborg also doesn't have a like hero or boss that like drops it, it's just like the random trees. But you can at least like also buy it from Ancient Grove vendor, right? The gargoyles are really rare. I mean there's a couple of like monster totems you could try to farm for the gargoyles. But it's rough. They just use the flat damage buff. Yeah, that's what I used to do. Like it used to be better than now, the flat damage buff, and it used to be better for pierce spells at least, the flat damage buff. Let's say it like that. So yeah, they use it for that, but I would say like more modern ABB builds will no longer use it for anything really. I mean like more modern pierce builds, yeah, will no longer use ABB. That's what I'm trying to say. ABB is also energy problems, right? Like this is this is really rough, not gonna lie. Like dual wield setup would also not have as much like the same energy problems at this point. I can play Slithbane, okay, it's gonna help a little bit. But and it's not a guaranteed drop, of course. I mean, Slithbane is really nice though for this level. This does feel kind of nice now. Yo, Frosty, hello, hello. Pure cold damage ABB. I think acid is easier to streamline actually. At least with like no gear. You could do both. I mean, cold also works. I mean, or maybe like neither works actually, because ABB just doesn't have enough support. We'll see. I mean, it's always great for like Act 1. I mean, we'll see, we'll see. We could like wheel out the rings around the corner at level 20. Maybe it's gonna be fine. We'll see. It's still better than flipping Oathkeeper leveling, right? The rings are gonna explode the energy cost. That's true as well. I mean, we're gonna fix energy cost though, right? Like with ectoplasms and like just putting some points in spirit, for example. That's gonna be fine. Yeah, I mean, the only option really you can have, right, that you have if you play ABB with green items is like ranged with the green gun. Okay, let's remove yellows. I don't need to look at yellow atoms anymore. I got my Slithbane now. Alright, this is just like lazy Act 1 setup. Lazy because I didn't even bother like using any components, which you probably should. Right. Also, Gut Wrench Eviscerator is somehow more damage. Why is it more damage? I think it's because like it's higher base damage. Like even though this is a like unrelated item damage wise, right? It's not no acid damage, it's no cold damage, it's just pierce and bleed damage. I think it just has like higher base damage. Does it? I don't know. Skater ruins your Grim Dawn experience because it's so fast compared to everything else. I mean, yeah, Skater is just Skater, right? It doesn't really like feel real compared to the other like builds in Grim Dawn for the most part. Okay, let's use Gut Wrench for a bit. And you kind of just want to like use whatever like biggest 200 you get. You just play that for ABB, I think. I don't really have any percent acid cold yet, that's true as well. Like I have some like attack speed or stuff like that, but no like percent damage really. Anyway, once you are at this point in the game, right, you wanna usually start working on your movement speed. But okay, I guess I can like take out points from Pneumatic Burst. Like I actually don't need this right now. I'm gonna like 1 point or 2 maybe, that's it. And then put like more points here. Something like this probably. Check my movement speed now, 129, okay. Because I kind of like want to craft a certain component anyway, called Ward Stone. Which is just way too good. Like at least one, right? I'm gonna only use one in this case, I think. And you can put this on your metal amulets, usually you have 2 of these. Let's put it on helm. Wait, actually... I think I kind of want to put it in metal, actually. Because in amulet I could put a ectoplasm to help with like energy. I don't have that yet though, so I'm gonna like put some more polished emeralds. At least here and here. And then another thing you also want to craft, right, is anti-venom salvi. Because you want to put it in your belt and... Well, it gives you poison resistance obviously, and it also gives you armor, and flat armor in the belt is, well, better than anywhere else. Because belt armor is global armor. Probably heard that like once or twice by now. And then scaled high to get your armor absorption up from 70% to, well, 98% at least. I mean, 100 is the limit there. Obsidian seal. We could play it instead of the silver band, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Getting some more armor, losing a bit of pure stress. That's fine. What else? What else? I could put stuff on my rings too. I mean, might as well. And then I could also put something in... Okay, you can also craft this thing, right? Equilibrium. Which is what you usually should always craft, in my opinion. And I guess, even though we already have like max movement speed, you kind of want to craft a tier 2, I think. Because the other options... Like, what the hell is this? 5% chance of 40% physical damage? What the hell? What is this relic even? Yo, Marius, welcome on, welcome on. Kareem Marius. Wanted to use ectoplasm because I don't have any right now. Otherwise, you would be using ectoplasm like in your helmet and so on. If you already found, I mean, in Act 1, you usually don't find ectoplasm. I mean, okay, if you have something from your stash, of course, right, then you use that. I'm playing without stash here in this case, so, yeah. Ruination can be fine, right, to use, I think. Like with the attacks, but it's kind of interesting. Maybe that, like, fixes the single target issue this build currently has. Show the apostate build? I mean, yeah, sure, you can link Grim Tools links in the chat. Oh, I can't even craft anyway, never mind. Why not? Can you not craft like vicious jawbone? You can't. Wait, how the hell are you supposed to even use it then? If this needs a vicious jawbone, and you can't find vicious jawbone until like way later. Like you literally can't ever like craft this, I think, at this point. It's always either this or this. That's a little weird. Maybe that's gonna be changed. Maybe I'll give feedback for that to be changed. I don't know. It seems a bit weird to me at least. Do I want to hire... Yeah, okay. So that obviously just put the antivenom salvi on the belt, but we're gonna switch it out in a second here, and I guess I'm here. Beast Slayer's Mark. Have I ever used that one? I kinda doubt it, actually. You could craft more antivenom salve for like your boots or gloves if you want. Actually, rather for boots. Unless you need movement speed. But as a Nightblade, you probably will never need movement speed. Could like craft one more here, sure. For gloves, you wanna wait for like a better component you're gonna find soon-ish. And I mean, if you wanna like play acid later on anyway, right? We could like start with the theme of acid damage, and well, we need 4 mutagenic Ichors. What the hell? Which I use for my antivenom salves, I think. Oh well. No damage for me yet. Maybe later. Okay.
What's good? You're one of you. That's good. There, but is that the warden's defeat? So you before. I cannot.
Even if you don't want to go all the way to farm the Gargoyle's Helmet, right? You still want to go here to the Conclave level 3. And choose a faction depending on like which movement augment you would like to use. As a Nightblade, you already have access to a Shadow Strike, so I personally at least don't really like using another Shadow Strike. However, you do have like you're, I mean, this build at least right now is playing weapon damage based, right? Like it's a weapon damage based build, and it doesn't really have like a skill to spam, so it's like rotating between this and this. So we could like pick up another movement skill that has main hand damage. Leap, the base leap only has 80%. What the hell?
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Charge and Vanish have like 200% each, which is obviously very nice, but I kinda don't wanna like use another like Blitz or Shadow Strike. What does Solile have? Wait, let me actually, yeah, let's check out the shop real quick.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got.
Rush. Rush has 120% at least. Maybe we play Rush. It's like a Fire Smite like skill.
The emissary.
Leave ignore stairs and so on. I still like follow the same like path binding that like the others do as well. Okay, let's talk to this guy. Speak to them. Side whoever you think is cool, or like whichever movement skill you would like to use, right?
Come see what's left of my wares. Put it to good use.
Okay. Where's the first time you can find gargoyles or fight gargoyles? It's like around Sunbane Oasis, right? Like the shrines there, maybe. Like gargoyles are really, really rare early. I think like shrines and totems, like the only way to get them. Until you get to like Tomb of the Eldritch Sun. Is it like worth going all the way? What else do I do?
So, the servants of
Going to Act 5 quicker, or like to SLT quicker? Less devotion shrines in Forgotten Gods? There's actually more in Forgotten Gods, I think. Like, you get more devotion points per second, I would say. I think it's quicker to get devotion shrines here. Like, the act is not that big, right? It's all sub areas. I mean, you do them anyway. But like the quests, right? Just before the Vanguard, yeah. Okay. Yo, Plucky Ducky, welcome, welcome. Yeah, this will... I mean, I'm live streaming on YouTube right now, so... It's already on YouTube this very second. And all the live streams on YouTube are saved automatically. Oh, no, so you posted the Grim Tools earlier. What the hell did my... Jesus. The flippin' like... Auto mod is being terrible recently, I don't know. We're gonna go pure Nightblade for a bit, just like on the other runs. What is this? A range duel with apostate? Wait, no, it's one hand. Oh, it's like a caster apostate. Oh wait, are you playing this just for... Hang on a minute. Are you a caster or are you an attacker? You're kind of like trying to be both, right? Arcade Lives Apostate, is it? I don't know. Or is it like a starter build? Where's this modifier coming from? Amadeus Eye. Okay. Are you playing this as it is right now? How is it going? Because to me it seems like Okay, first of all, every Inquisitor should be playing this line right here, right? This is too much health and armor and resistances here and here. And like movement speed and defensive ability and heal. Like, this line has too much value. You can like drop this to 4 points, this is not really worth it above 4. And you gotta kind of like decide what you want to be. I mean, you're kind of an attack build, right? Except you have this randomly tacked on. Yeah, you also don't need 50 points here, that's true. Okay, I would say get a second gun and just pew pew away, right? Play pew pew. Put more points in chilling rounds because it passes through enemies. If you're playing range, like 8 out of 10, I think is really good. You gotta like, you gotta like get these all to max kind of. They're too good. 21. You probably want to get Storm Spread too. But Storm Spread needs like 7 points a rate as well to be effective. Like 8 as well, yeah. And then you drop this as well. Oh yeah, 12 is actually kind of nice now. Even 14 is not too bad. God of the Grave is fine when you have this amulet, actually, I think, personally. But it's not, like, insanely good. Another ultimate thing, what the hell? I don't like Bat in this, to be fair. It should be like Hawk and Ghoul, probably, instead of Lantern, and then... like it should be like Hawk, Ghoul instead of Lantern, Bat. And then you just like play dual wield in my opinion. Because this item is... I mean, okay, you get like Vitality Resistance reduction to the seal, which is not too bad. But, like, you need like good damage on your whatever main attack you're doing first, right? And what is your main attack before? It's like you shoot with your pistol and you have Siphon Souls. But you have no support to Siphon Souls at all. And Siphon Souls without support is kinda meh. Also armor is too low, you need like absorption and armor. You don't need scaled hide usually, at least. And here like either another scaled hide if you don't have the like good components yet. Or like these down here are pretty good too, to get like armor absorption higher up. Yeah. I mean, the build needs a lot of work, I think. It's like very far from finished. And you kind of need to like know at this point like where you want to go to, right? Because like you need a proper goal, and I don't see a proper goal yet. Like, you have to decide, do you want to be a caster or do you want to like keep shooting? I mean, either can work, but I can't. I should like take out Lantern and this. Probably for Ghoul and something like Hawk. The problem is then you don't have enough yellow for the scales, right? Wait, no, it's not Hawk, actually it's Spider. Because you need more. But you have 9 reds. Wait, you need hide. I mean, if you like, so many things depend on like what you want to play, right? Like, if you want to play range, you want to like play a Hydra, for example, as well. That's the point of the build, to be both. Well, then it's just gonna suck endgame, though. That's like the thing, right? Also, yeah, if you want to like actually dip into damage, like attack damage, you need Soul Harvest as well. Right. To boot, yeah, true, I forgot about that. Soul Harvest is probably better than a Call of the Grave. I mean, it's like a fine one-pointer, because like with this amulet, it's like a heal. There's kind of like many things. Like, you need a direction first, before I can like properly help you, I think. To be fair. Yeah, like 1-1, 12, Bone Harvest, probably. Yeah, in range, you probably like want to get the second point as well, because you need like some more range on the Bone Harvest itself to like properly like hit enemies while you're like using pistols yourself. Oh, you're jumping into YouTube now? Needs more good items. It's not actually about items only right now. I mean, depending on like what items you get, you could like go either towards caster more or towards attacker more. Apostate can be both. It's like decent at both, I would say. It's not like great at both though. I mean, Apostate in general is like an okay class, I would say. I don't know, what are like the best Apostate builds? Probably like some Vitality caster, I guess. Like Radagon, maybe. If you want like easy direction, I guess you could like try to play around the Radagon set. But actually on Apostate, like Radagon is more like a supportive set, right? Because it doesn't really like support a like proper damage ability. Yeah, Radagon is like an occultist set mostly, right? Actually. Because of the Sigil support. Go Defiler. And Defiler is a better shooter than Apostate, that's for sure. It's a fire strike. At least like at the base game with like base game items. That's what you would do. Maybe. That's the endgame evolution of the build. Endgame evolution with 70% armor absorption. I'm gonna press at least 1x to doubt. I like Apostate, it's like a very interesting class, but I'm not gonna do like... I mean, what I just did was not like a proper build review, I would say. It's more like a quick glance. I can like take a look at like another build like real quick, but... Usually I have a like channel points redeem thing open whenever I do have proper time to look at builds. Which... yeah. It's not really the case recently, unfortunately. But hopefully soon. More so. And you can still link your build, right? Like maybe chat can help you too. Or like I'm gonna like take a short like look at this as well. Let's go here to this like side area to get another shrine. You can also get the Leovinus' ring here, which, well, would give you like more XP. It's like a nice leveling ring for like alternative characters, mostly. If you wanna like play ABB though, we wanna like play these two rings now though. Which are gonna put Amarasta's Blade Burst up to 22 points. And Devotions, we're gonna pick Spider next, I think. I probably will need a Ectoplasm soon. Is there a list of sets that are good to keep? Is there even a bad set in this game? And there's definitely like some that are better than others, or like worse than others. Oathbreaker? I mean, okay, blue sets are bad, right? And blue sets like kinda are usually like a stepping stone towards purple sets. Actually, like some blue sets are still like usable as a like... yeah, like some blue sets can also be good. It's mostly those that don't interfere with like slots where you otherwise wanna like use blues or... I mean purples or greens, right? Like blue items in general can be good whenever you want to use them in a slot that can't have a skill modifier anyway, like rings or amulet or pants or boots, stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna like just use whatever 2 and 3 find. One down here. Black Flame not that great. Currently, you're probably right, yeah. I would have to agree that currently it could be better, I guess. No set surpasses Baldir. Is the Dagadon set good? I think full Dagadon is not good, but like 3-piece is pretty good. Or 2-piece. But like full like lightning fire hybrid is kind of weird in my opinion. Like it's just not good. Yeah, I need ectoplasm for energy, holy shit. Still didn't get any, right? None dropped, oh well. Let's put some more points in spirit then, maybe, that helps a bit. Kill Kala with your Reaper.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Reaper is always gonna be like a rather hard fight with Kala, I think. But it is possible.
Iron well spent. You're looking Can you sense it?
Misadventure today? It's next week on Monday, I think. Like on the 10th, if I remember correctly.
Serve the three. Well, good. Serve.
Solal just wants to like murder their entire family. Okay, dude, let's go here then. Yours is of course, cold Shadow Strike, yeah. Makes sense, makes sense. I mean, I'm kind of convinced that the best like early game Nightblade starter, it's gotta be like code like Spectral Long Swords, right? Or maybe like Acid with dual. What are they called again? Like the Rift Claw Slicers, right? I think nothing like is gonna beat those two. Maybe like Dervish with Ganavakar. Just want to like see how good ABB is right now. Like after Shambler, basically, right? I mean, classically you just play ABB like up to Shambler, right? And then you switch out of it.
I've been expecting you, human.
Yo, thanks for the sub, Marius. Appreciate the support. Welcome and welcome on. How did Panetti turn out? Panetti is, like, for leveling at least, I think totally fine now. It's actually one of, if not arguably, the best Arcanist leveling skill in my opinion. It's really nice, I think. Hey, you're welcome, man. You're welcome, you're welcome. Rift Scourge Slicers, not Rift Claw Slicer. Yeah, right, true. Rift Scourges is what you wanna look out for. Okay, so any totem we see, right? We click on any totem we see because that's like the only way we can get gargoyles to spawn at this point. Of course, also like any shrine has maybe the potential to spawn a gargoyle too. But like, getting the helmet is gonna be interesting. Somebody like from the testing team was suggesting maybe ABB's cooldown should be removed, and I could see that. I think. You ripped your 89 to Lucius. Oof. If you remove the cooldown but keep the energy cost, then I mean, it's still better than not removing the cooldown, right? I think they should balance it around the energy, yeah. I mean, they like balance pretty much all other spells like that as well. And I mean, ABB is not really a spell, but kinda in a way it is. I mean, it's like kind of like Nightblade's Force Wave, you could say, in a way. Like, Force Wave has no cooldown, right? And Force Wave even has less energy cost, so why the fuck does ABB have... has to deal with this garbage, right? Why? Okay, we got this weapon though, which honestly is pretty good for this build. I mean, it's been a while that I've looked at like any random two-hander, because there's like no item that actually works properly for this build. Until you get to the Ugdenborg. But to be fair, in a way, it's also interesting. Not gonna lie. Let's put some Ectoplasm here. And Soul Shard as well for like Vitality resistances. And yeah, Dusty Gloves for Vitality resistance as well. The Unholy Inscription. Now this weapon says like it has more damage by default, but I mean once I press Lethal Assault, the poison is just better. Sell off this garbage. Actually the shoulders maybe are decent. Yeah, sure, why not? The metal maybe as well. I mean, I need the physique. Wow, okay. Explorer's cover though is honestly kind of nice though. And hopefully I have enough energy now with the Ectoplasm.
Let's take a look, shall we? Be safe out
Yeah, I mean, it feels kind of scuffed for sure. Not gonna lie. Like compared to the other runs we did like the other days. This is kind of scuffed run, yeah, definitely. Do I have a favorite class for pure play? Like single class, you mean? I'm not sure. I honestly enjoyed Occultist kind of a lot. But I think to go like single Occultist all the way, you have to play pets eventually. And that's kind of yikes, so at least I don't like that too much. Because otherwise you're too squish. Sigil Occultist? The problem with like cultist skills is apart like if you don't play pets, there aren't enough like points to invest, I think. Like in the entire oops, not casting speed. In the entire attack speed and spirit first. Like in the entire class there aren't like enough points you wanna get, I think. Unless you play pets, if you like play single occultist at least. Can a pet hit 5 million? What, like damage per second or like single hit? I'm pretty sure you can get 5 million DPS on pet builds. I think so. And single hit? No. But you don't need to hit for single hit 5 million. The game is not necessarily balanced around like just single big crits, you know? Like that. It's not necessarily the best metric. I mean, it's one of the metrics for sure, but not a very important one, I would say. It's kind of cool for like EP, I guess, right? To like show off a bit, but I don't know. I wonder if this is gonna feel better if you have... I mean, it has to feel better if you have like all of your monster frequencies, obviously. It has to be better than this. I mean, currently I have 0. I mean, it's like doable to play like this. Good? I don't know. We also still didn't get a single gargoyle spawn, right? Like, not a single one. What the hell, man? I'm like thinking, should ABB have less cooldown or should it have better dot damage? Like if they don't reduce the cooldown, I think like maybe higher dot would be nice. If mob is alive, build equals bad. What? It's like... You gotta at least put it into like per second, right? Like if mob is not dead after X amount of seconds, then build bad. Okay. I can at least say it like that, right? Should have smaller energy cost. I don't think so, actually. But it needs to just deal more damage. Probably, yeah. I compare it to like, I'm just comparing it to like other build, like skills you can play, right? Because currently it's like more energy taxing, I think, than just playing like dual wield Shadow Strike, for example. Or like dual wield like this row up here. Like it's more energy cost and it's like... Okay, it's like slightly more AoE, but
Don't worry.
also kinda just bad single target. Like really bad.
Come see what's left.
And I'm not sure if like the AoE is supposed to be like the saving grace here.
Put it to good use.
Let's put one pointer on all of these. I mean, Ring of Steel is a skill that I'm gonna focus on later more. After it's getting like another buff. Or like another change. It's gonna get like some kind of change, I'm sure. Because Berserker currently has a skill that is pretty much Ring of Steel, just better in every single way. So I don't know, Ring of Steel like needs something. Talking about Leap, yeah, Leap is Leap is Ring of Steel, just better in every single way, exactly. Like it's bigger AoE, more damage, and it has built-in movement on top, right? The only thing Ring of Steel has that Leap doesn't have is like Fumble. So that's like one thing, I guess. But like, is Ring of Steel supposed to be like a debuff ability only? I don't know. And also, Leap hits with both weapons, right? Like when you dual wield, Ring of Steel doesn't. And I think that might be the first thing they change. Or like that will probably be the first thing they change. They will make Ring of Steel hit with two weapons as well. Which isn't gonna help like 2-hit Nightblades. But I mean, I guess Nightblade is not supposed to be a 2-hit mastery in the first place. So what I'm kind of like trying to force here in a way is probably gonna be maybe even worse in the future than right now. But like the problem is ABB, right? Like ABB for dual wield, I mean Lethal Assault obviously is like great, right? Because it's like a buff, etc, etc. But if they want like ABB to be an actual like usable skill outside of like one or two items, I don't know, like it needs something, I think. I mean it's fine, I guess, it's just not overly good. The Conduit is like another item I could play. I didn't die, it's like an old... Have you cats over at Grim League ever considered doing so like a post-league build review? Top 10 or something like that? I kinda did something like that for like the top 3 only. But yeah, I have thought about doing that as well, yeah. And maybe I'll do it even, who knows. Who knows? Because honestly, like top 3, like most of the time plays like super hardcore, like super try-hard builds rather, which obviously are like the best from like last season. But most of those are usually also getting nerfed in some way or form. I mean, the game also like changes a lot, right? Like a lot more now, with like thanks to Vastakarn being around the corner than it used to like 2 years ago, or like 1 or 2 years ago. So yeah. Rune character is just benched, like just like the other characters at the end of normal. Oh yeah, we did get gargoyles here, by the way. This totem right here in Ruins of Abid, as you can see, that spawned like gargoyles. So you could like try to farm this if you don't get like the gargoyle item that you want right away. And I think this is the one I want. And there it is. Actually, just get it. Sheltering of the Fox. Oh well, it's not the best affixes, but we're gonna play it. It has Leech and Code and acid damage to ABB and another like 3 points to ABB, which gives me 25 out of 16 points already. Which is kinda crazy high, not gonna lie. Rhyme Frost of Psyche. I mean, I guess we can play this too. Actually, we can't because of the weapon. I'm gonna like invest heavily into Physique, I think. Streamer client? Yeah, just get it, right? Just get it. You could push more here in this act, like deeper, further, until you get the gargoyles helmet as well, I guess. I just want to get to level 25 maybe real quick. Let's go like one more waypoint. And then we're gonna continue in Act 2 and then like do the rest of this act later, because the final boss is a bit hard. And I kinda don't wanna play fight the final boss with this build right now. Like the problem is still the cooldown, right, isn't it? Why the fuck does it have a cooldown, this skill? And if it had no cooldown, maybe it would be like 2 OP. Who knows? Could just balance it around energy though. Can we build a Berserker before Berserker release? I mean, if you're not a playtester for the game, then no. Ring of Steel is kind of not needed at all right now. Do we even want like... Okay, if you like play ABB as a main ability, right? Do you even want like anything else in the tree now? I guess this, right? For poison damage, if you want to like play acid poison ABB. Yeah, we got to the waypoint. Okay, let's go back. Do we have an ETA? There's no ETA yet, no. I mean, apart from this year. There's only this year as a ETA. This is like 5 billion resistances and actually also acid damage, isn't it? It's kind of nice. This is a lot of poison rests too. Not gonna lie, and it looks cool. Alright, we're gonna take out all of these components here. Isn't that the RF and Smite Spear? It is, yeah. But there's nothing better for like ABB itself if you wanna like actually play ABB. Alright, up until this point. I'm playing like random blues or greens, like whichever is good for me, right? A proper build around this weapon. What would you play? I guess a Sentinel as well. It's like another Sentinel item. Sentinel has like 5 billion builds, I feel like. 99% of them are poison. Sentinel definitely is not a like class that is struggling with builds. The Conduit. Is this better even with Lethal Assault up? I wonder. I mean, it is still better, yeah. Wow. And I still have like a lot of cold damage right now, so... Yeah, I guess right now it would be even better to like craft a cold stone then. Compared to a like... Ritual like Galstone at this point. But that's fine too, like if you go for Murmur right away, like Murmur is like poison and cold damage, like supports both damage types equally. So that's fine actually. Balagor's Crusher too for ABB, yeah.
Stay strong.
But Balagor's Crusher drops from Balagor, and Balagor is like minimum level of 35 or something like that.
Mind of regret.
That's a little rippy to go there, isn't it?
Let me clear your mind of regret.
Okay, there we go. Like once you have enough dynamite or scrap to go to East Marsh, you technically could go there, right away, but you might also just die there. What's the best DLC? Ashes of Mammoth is the one you need first, and then Forgotten Gods is the one you need second. Crucible is like optional, I would say. Don't necessarily need it. Okay, does fucking act as a joke compared to like Forgotten Gods. Like things are just dying to Night's Chill now. What the hell, man? Yeah, like Father Abaddon is it's gonna rape you hard, right? If you go there at level like 25 with 0 chaos stress, you're just gonna die instantly. Good idea. Anything new? There's been like new balance patches mostly. Some changes here and there. Nothing too crazy yet. Is the Ultis weapon better than a good Corvin Halberd for Promise Strike? That's a good question. I think it depends on like the class actually. If you're an Elementalist, I can see the Halberd being better than Ultis set, maybe even full. I don't know. It kind of depends, right? Like you need like perfect affixes, like actual insanely perfect affixes, and then the Halberd is I think better than the weapon, but it's very hard to get there. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of power creep happening. I think across the board even. But in a way it's also reshuffling some things that were kind of just like imbalanced, I guess, in the past. So like it's reshuffling like what skills are good for leveling a bit, which I think is a good thing. ABB, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's not weak. It's not really weak, right? Compared to some other things that you can do, it's maybe like a bit weak. I mean, if I was Crate, or like if I was in like charge of balanced Crate, I would probably like still buff like some things that so that like things are a bit more like equalized, or like you can like, do more different like builds, and then like shortly before Fangs of Ostakarn, just like nerf everything across the board by like 10% or something like that, right? Just literally like nerf every single skill. And then like see what happens, right? But then again, maybe it's not gonna be necessary, and also it's gonna be probably like a rather unpopular thing to have everything nerfed. And it might not be necessary because the Senate mode is gonna be there anyway for people that want a actual challenge, right? Do I use any mods? Right now I don't. Sometimes I use the rainbow filter mod to like make green items easier to read, which I can recommend to like anybody who's new to the game. It can help you learn how to like evaluate green items much easier than like the base game without the rainbow filter does. And then I also, when I'm playing on my like in quotation marks main safe account, I use the Grim Dawn item assistant, which is like an infinite stash tool because the base game stash is just not really big enough, in my opinion. What's the biggest threat for hardcore and normal? Probably like some of the side areas, actually. Something like Narenkur, maybe. If you go there like without Chaos Rush. Or, I mean, if you fight like Bolvar, I guess like around the main path, Bolvar, if you have like no Chaos Rush and Blood Grove, it's like the scariest boss right now. Stacking ground dots. Yeah, that maybe too. But I mean, if you just see them and don't stand inside them, then you usually don't die either. That's a good build for a beginner. I mean, it's not a bad build for a beginner, that's for sure. It works alright. I'm not really like using anything from other characters right now. Like I reset all of my stash and all of my blueprints as well. So anything that you see me using right here is something that you could also have like the set. Like if you just like install the game for the first time, right? You could have like literally the same gear more or less. So yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe I got like a bit lucky with like the 200 blue item drops, or like with some blue items drops in general. But then again, I mean, usually you would like to go for like a like a green monster infrequents that support your main ability, like for example Gargoyle's Gaze or like Veloth Rings, and then usually also you have like a weapon for that. But Amarasta Blade Burst doesn't really have a weapon for it, so is ABB a great like starter skill? I'm honestly not sure. I'm trying to like find out because I have my doubts. Like ABB is always great for like Act 1, at least up to like Shambler, because all other Nightblade skills kind of suck early game. But once you can have like Night's Chill and like for AoE, or like Ring of Steel for AoE, and then you can just like go dual wield and like go Shadow Strike on dual blades for like single target. Which is gonna be more single target than what I have right now, right? Like 100% more than what I have right now. But I guess for AoE, what I'm playing right now is still better. And also there are monster frequents, like Shadow Strike items especially, such as the Spectral Longsword and the Rift Scourge Slicer. That like really good for cold or acid Nightblades, right? If you want to play Pierced Nightblades, I guess you're also kind of suffering around this point, because you want to get to to like Act 3, right? To get the Dermapterion Slicers. And until then, there isn't like much you can do, really. I guess all of those things considered, this is not faring too bad, right? Like it's fine. It's doing fine. It's not as good as like Dreek's Evil Eyeballs, or I think it's also worse than Panetti actually, probably. But it's like alright. Holy fuck. Too many stacking ground damage things that I just talked about, or like you guys rather were just talking about. Don't die to that. Okay, also this guy, right? This guy drops the Pitmaster's Axe. And you could also dual wield this, right? And then like play Bleed Ring of Steel. That's actually like another thing you could level with, actually. Maybe I have to like do a Pitmaster's run at some point to try that out. This is gonna be a lot better for like Berserker, actually. Right, if you want to play like a Nightblade Berserker and the Fangs of Astakon expansion, Pitmasters is gonna be actually a good leveling item. Where's the Panetti? Don't hear that often. Well, Panetti is actually really good now. Right, like it's got buffed quite significantly. And Panetti is one of, if not the best Arcanist leveling skill now, I would dare to say. I mean, maybe not the best, but I mean, I think it's like tied to the best at least. Panetti is actually good now, yeah. And Panetti used to be worse than flipping like Fireball, right? No more. No longer is that the case. You just want new MTX, another supporter pack. I think the stuff from the last supporter pack was pretty nice, honestly. I should like play with it more. I always like buy the supporter packs because I mean I obviously have played this game too much. And then I like almost never use them. But it's also a bit annoying actually that you have to like reapply your cosmetics every time you change like a piece of gear. I guess, so that's probably like the reason why I'm not using them that much for leveling. For endgame I do use them, but like for leveling I rarely like use them ever. Based take, who cares about Fangs of Astakon? I just want supporter pack 4, yeah, exactly. Dude, Knight's Chill is stupid. How's it still so much damage? Actually, I guess AB is probably fine. AB is probably fine. Because we're gonna get like the SOT MI too rather soon. Do I play this? I mean, I think I play this, right? At least until, oops. Until I get my ABB medal.
Tinkering is my specialty.
I kinda gotta remove this here. I kinda need more vitality rest, right? Yeah. Darius Cronley, okay. Let's shoot Orostens here build next. I mean, it works for normal difficulty, it just doesn't scale well. It really doesn't. I think if you want to play like an aura build right now, the best like aura-like skill might be Wind Devil right now. Like if you just play Wind Devil, since you don't have to even recast it now, it's basically the same as an aura, right? Kinda. Just waiting for the channeling revamp. I don't know how much of a revamp it's gonna be actually. To be fair, like I think the one big revamp that like channeling builds would need to feel properly modern would be to allow the player to move while channeling, which well would kind of force the player to either play a controller or like play WASD, and WASD doesn't work in Grim Dawn, and I don't think it's gonna like work. I mean, maybe some dev is gonna like pull off some magic trick, right? Some programmers can like pull off some magic trick and like make WSD somehow possible in this game. I kind of doubt it though. Like in this engine, it's I don't know. Maybe they're exploring it, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, so I think it's probably not gonna happen, and which also means that channeling skills are probably not gonna be able to get attacking while moving ever. Which means they will need like some other juice of some kind. I mean, Xanta is spoilered Aether Ray getting more than one beam, for example. Like you can like have more beams to Aether Ray and stuff like that. So that's gonna be interesting for Aether Ray at least. But for Ignapar and Drain Essence, I don't know, like those work differently, right? There's already a mod that lets you use WASD. How well does it work actually? Maybe I should like try it out. Okay, he's bubbling up. Yeah, somebody on Reddit did make a mod like that, right? Have you guys tried it out? Is it good? Because honestly, I think that would be like very nice, right? Like being able to move. I mean, obviously at a slower movement pace, but like slower movement speed while channeling. That would be very, very nice. It's not needed for campaign in any way or form, right? But for endgame, I think it would be a big, big plus for channeling skills. You just like lazy builds that can play with one hand. Fair enough. I don't like WASD that much either, but I mean, for Ignafar or like for channeling skills, I would play it, I guess. Or just like play it with controller, maybe, yeah. Titan Quest 2 uses Unreal 5, will create finally upgrade engine 2. I mean, not for Pangs of Ostakarn. I mean, they are kind of like upgrading their own Titan Quest 1. I mean, like the Grim Dawn engine, like slightly, right? But they are like rewriting. Well, not like rewriting, they're like actually writing from the ground up an entire new engine for like an RTS / Grim Dawn 2. So eventually, at some point, right, we're gonna get a new engine. This one is actually kind of nice. I think it's better all around with like resistances. I lose some bleed rails. I think it's fine though, probably. Warding of Amarasta's Flurry. Well, here is one of the items that give you like +2 to Amarasta's Flurry. Should we use this? I mean, obviously yes, right? Do I want to use this ring? I mean, I can't, right? Not when I play ABB, I just can't. These have more armor, but stats aren't that great otherwise. Yeah, let's sell this crap. I think I want to play these boots. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, these boots are really nice to Mistwalkers. And like, usually you should like probably not destroy Mistwalkers and like put them in your stash instead and like craft a new scaled hide. Because Mistwalker can be like a very decent generic leveling pair of pants. One day your grandchildren will see Grim Dawn 2 trailer. Yep. True, true, true. Yeah, I mean, Grim Dawn 2 will be out like maybe next decade, right? I mean, I've been saying this for like 3 years already, at least, and people thought I was joking maybe like 3 or 4 years ago when I started saying it, but I mean, it's pretty much what's gonna happen, right? Like, Grim Dawn 2 is gonna come out like maybe next decade, right? Like, no way it's earlier than that. Oops. I mean, maybe I was dissatisfied with my damage earlier in Forgotten Gods, because Forgotten Gods is a comparatively tougher act to do stuff here. And also I didn't have any monster frequency yet, so now I do have at least the helmet. And, well, some additional like points in the skill. Now I guess we're still kind of destroying this content, so... Maybe this is a fine leveling method for Nightblade after all. Even though I was like kind of doubting it at first. Yeah, I mean that's I mean they know that, right? Like that's why they're not trying to build all too much on top of this current engine. Like only the Fangs of Asta current stuff is gonna happen on this current engine on top. But instead they're like working on a completely new engine. Yeah, animations do need time and work and money, thus, right? Animations are always kind of expensive. They have like a couple new animations for swords, I think. But otherwise like only for spears, right? So like axes and maces that have like 100% the same animations. But yeah, I agree, like, ideally you have, like, animations for every single weapon type. Right. Like, distinct animations for every single weapon type. But, oh well. Can't have it all, I guess. They are still, after all of their success, a indie studio, right? Kind of. I mean, yeah, they still are, definitely. Maybe, like, one of the bigger ones, but at this point, but still indie. For sure. They need like the 4-star animations. I mean, yeah, by the time the next decade is arriving, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have that. They can't really like make Grim Dawn and be like, oh, we're the indie company, right? We don't have to have like good stuff. I think at this point they've like made a name for themselves. Like they have to step up their game ideally, right? Can't be content with just like basic indie stuff anymore. I mean, that said, I would still rather play a game that's half indie, half whatever created is now. And then like a AAA game that's Diablo 4 and ultimately garbage to play. Oops. The new spear idler stance, it's already in the game, it looks so badass compared to the other two. That is true. I mean, the basic one is kind of like a... I mean, it's like a sword idler stance, right? Like it works for a sword. But axes and hammers could have like a different one for sure. D4 Season 7 is pretty good. That's good to hear, man. All this time working at whatever strategy game was spent in Grimdawn 2 instead. I mean, I guess... I don't know if you're talking about the strategy game or the town builder. If you're talking about the town builder, then I guess Crate would go insane if they were working on more Grim Dawn rather than the town builder. They would have just lost their sanity at that point. And if you're talking about the RTS, for which they're making the new engine, well, currently working on the RTS and working on Grim Dawn 2 is kind of the same thing, because like just working on the engine so far, which is gonna be the same. Oh, right, these gloves could be nice, right? Amarasta's Flurry, that means like another 2 points to lethal assault usually. And attack speed, maybe. Yeah, actually both. Why are they so low armor, man? Why are they level 5 gloves? Yikes. They're so good though. Actually, they don't have attack speed. I thought the suffix has attack speed. Maybe it's like only higher level versions that have attack speed on this. Blackwood Wand. Are they gonna buff Blackwood Arbalest in the expansion? Blackwood Arbalest, man. It's such a terrible item. Okay, if you play like the standard like duel with Nightblade, you just like grab 2 of these and then you're good, right? 2 spectral long swords. Streamer show bobs. How you doing, Wei? How's an Oathkeeper and a Nightblade for spin to win? I mean, that's fine. Especially for like Acid once you have the Dune Fiend set. I don't think it's that great before you have the set. Like Nightblade combination with Oathkeeper for spin to win is rather gear dependent. There's some like easier to build combinations for sure. But Nightblade you can do Acid and Pierce, I guess. Also cold. Oh yeah, also cold. Yeah. I mean, you have to like level with fire though, I think. Because there's like no leveling items for any of those damage types for our reckoning. You have to level as fire. This one is supposedly more damage. I mean, I guess, right? We're just like using whatever item we drop. This is a lot of pierce resistance, to be fair. Maybe I want to keep that for the pierce stress. Do I sell these? I mean, I guess so. Then we play Revenant's Edge whenever I can at level 30. Sure, Bober. Boba Koba. Okay, okay. Why is my stash so full? So many quest items, right? What the hell? Where do I stand on the great Dune Fiend versus Vile Blade debate? I think Dune Fiend is better for Shadow Strike at least. Honestly, Dune Fiend is pro like better in general right now. I think Vileblade might still produce like slightly faster crossbow runs, I don't know. Because it has like probably better AoE. I mean, Vileblade is Our Reckoning AoE though, if you play Our Reckoning. I mean Dune Fiend, right? I would probably say overall Dune Fiend is just stronger. Increasing the Shadow Strike of is a bummer. I mean, you get like a chance to reset, right? Which can produce like some pretty crazy bursts as well. Do you want to go cold or acid, guys? I'm still like kind of split cold acid right now, right?
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
But like, what do you play for cold? There's like no items for cold. For acid, you can play Balagor's Crusher, I guess, or like the gun, right? Like those two.
Put it to good use.
For cold, you will have to play like random blues forever. Or like some, I don't know. Like Alchemot Scythe, I guess, actually. Hang on. Do we do like a full run of SLT? Do we do a full SLT run?
Come see what's left of my wares.
What is ABB? ABB is Amarasta's Blade Burst.
Reading.
I should maybe like specify that. But it's like such a long word, like holy moly. Maybe just Blade Burst. It's easier to understand. I put jelly in my inventory, didn't I? Like in my stash. Oh well. ABB. Yeah, Ground Zero, welcome in. How you doing? ABB. ABB. How much music do I need for this? $2.99? This is big physique Nightblade. Not gonna lie. I compare it to like your average Nightblade. But I mean, two-handers also need more physique than like dual wield, so. Understandable, I guess. Okay, what do I put up next here? I guess it depends if you wanna like continue playing Code or Acid, right? If you continue playing two-hander, then I guess just play Kraken, right? Time for Kraken. I think one of the most fun parts of the league is figuring out which class combinations have the most powerful green affixes and then abusing those. Like of Nature's Bounty, for example, is pretty insane. That's true. It makes like shamans, I think, like yeah, shaman is very, very good with Nature's Bounty. For sure. That's a good endgame rune build. Rune Binder, for example. Rune Binder set is a good endgame rune build. But there's a couple others as well. Okay. This guy deals damage. He has like some big weapon that we need to dodge for sure. Earthbound prefix. That was some extra physical damage for sure in Earthbound. Yeah, I even made a Vitality Rune of Agrad Apostate actually, I think it is. That's like actually one of the Apostate builds you can do. That should, I mean, still work. It's very, like, I mean, it's a conduit build, right? So, it's very gear dependent. Like all the builds that need like specific conduits for the skill to even work for the specific like damage type are like very, very gear dependent for sure. But yeah, I think like Runebinder, Purifier is really good too, or like Paladin. Like if you don't have that much gear, I would say the best like natural progression builds for runes are Purifier and Paladin. Like the best classes at least for like natural progression. I guess also Infiltrator actually, for especially for like Lightning Rune of Agrad. I mean, what am I saying? For like cold like Rune of Agrad, right? Infiltrator is really, really good too. For Color Store, it would rather be, yeah, like Purifier or Paladin. And then once you have the Runebinder set, you can even combine like both Agrad and Kalastor on... Definitely on Paladin and Purifier. I'm not sure if you could also play that on Infiltrator, but I guess you could actually. Maybe. Yeah. I think it's a bit worse though, on Infiltrator. Oh yeah, I should go to Steps of Torment actually, right? What am I doing? But now that I'm here, let's go and get the shrine. Okay. Gotta like walk this way, I guess. Oops. What's better for Demon Slayer, Reaper or Witch Hunter? You can also do Trickster, actually. Trickster is really good too. I think Reaper is like the most damage when it comes to like pure Phantasmal Blades damage. Trickster is more like Vitality Bleed hybrid. Uses the Blade Spirits as well for damage. Dagallon is not a problem, dual wield guns and weak in the general. I mean, 4-piece Dagallon is definitely a problem because it like tries to play like hybrid fire lightning, and hybrid fire lightning just sucks as a damage type combination. And you might as well just like go elemental then, right? So in that case I would say yes, it's a 4-piece Dagallon problem and not a dual wield gun problem. Because you can play like 3-piece Dagallon and like play another fire gun on top and it's like totally fine. But 4-piece Dagallon kinda sucks. And yeah, there are some other like good dual wield pistol builds too, like Dark Blaze or Gargaball. Dual wield Dari in the league. I mean yeah, the league has some other like very nice dual wield builds too, for sure, for sure. Can I level this build and transition into Evoker, Saboteur later? You could, yeah. For sure. You definitely want to play Code and not Acid then. I mean, currently this build is like... kind of like on equal sides when it comes to Code and Acid damage. You could also just go with like the more traditional Code dual wield way of leveling a Nightblade, which is like around Spectral long swords and like, well, you play dual wield with like Shadow Strike and so on, which is probably gonna have like more single target damage, that's for sure anyway. It would be like slightly less AoE though. To be fair, damage really isn't bad now though. Oh, Blade Fury. That's a good like two-hander as well for Nightblades, especially if you play like Pierce. But we're not doing that. The flippin' Voldra Crusher, man. Okay, we're switching over to Revenant's Edge now, I think, though. Actually, let me pick up this real quick. Yeah, Death Dealer side. I mean, there's like many, honestly now, dual wield builds that are, at the very least, fine. Okay, this is better damage than Voldrak apparently. It converts fire. Wait, this is vitality damage based though. What the hell? How is this more damage? Makes no sense. Hang on a minute.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Swamp Dwellers might be worth saving for the Poison Rust, to be fair, and like this chest maybe too? Maybe.
Put it to good use.
Also the scythe looks pretty cool. But yeah, let's go to Pine Barrens. We have some more shrines to pick up there. Cadence, dual wield or two-hand? If you're playing like... I mean... Depends. It depends, right? Depends on your subclass, depends what items you're playing, and so on and so on. I think actually that generally Cadence, or like the mechanics around Cadence, are better for a ranged like gun playstyle than for melee. But I mean, obviously there's also like very good melee Cadence builds. Kinda depends. Trickster's Vitality Bleed. No, I mean like Demon Slayer Trickster's Vitality Bleed, right? But you can do Trickster in many ways, right? You can play Cold Trickster, of course. You can play Lightning Trickster as well. It was just like the specific Demon Slayer Trickster build as a Vitality Bleed build. You can play every class in at least like 3 or 4 different ways usually. I mean, more than that. Yeah, Korba Trickster, for example, would be like an insanely good cold Trickster build. Yeah. Did I find the poison yet? No, no poison. Didn't get no poison. What the hell? No Manticore poison. Hello. Korba's a bear, right? Not a beaver. Grim Dawn has very like a very big build diversity. Probably the biggest out of all ARPGs in my opinion. Maybe second to FoA, but otherwise it's insane how many different builds you can do. Not necessarily like all builds are gonna like feel unique to each other, but yeah, there's like many skills and you can play like many skills in many different ways with like many different damage types and like combine it with different classes, and each is gonna be like slightly different to the other one. Korba reminds you of Korva. Korva Trickster, I guess. You just need a one button build. I don't know, what about Force Wave or Prime Strike? I guess Prime Strike is more one button now than Force Wave is. Because on Force Wave builds you would eventually have to press Warcry, right? Whereas Wind Devils are permanent now. And all button builds, Zork. Yeah, like any Evolutionist is gonna have many buttons for sure. Unless you play Fast Strike, but if you play like any like Grenade Caster Demolitionist, then you're gonna have like many buttons. Yeah. Two-hand Prime Strike is like a 0 button build kinda, yeah. You might have to use like Wendigo Totem on top later on for like additional leech and so on, but you can't skip that for a very long time, to be fair. Oh yeah, Vitality Casters are also kind of like piano builds for sure. Alright, we have shrine number 1 right here. And then right outside we're gonna have another shrine as well. Let's put one point here too. Do I want anything else? Maybe the fumble from Ring of Steel. Can Oathkeeper Nightblade do all the content? Yes. And Acid Dervish can definitely do all content. Acid Dervish is maybe not the tankiest class, but it can still do all the content, yeah. Like, Acid Dervish can be kind of squished, to be fair. But it's very high. Like, Dervish is like a classic, like, high damage, low survivability kind of Nightblade, I would say, for the most part. But yeah, if played right and if built right, it can do all content.
See anything you like?
And you will never have like a damage problem, that's for sure.
Iron well spent.
Okay, so we got like 3 more devotion points which we can put into Kraken. This even gives you movement speed, I forgot about that actually. Let's get these 3 first. The Fizz Res and crit damages. At this point, I mean, it's a very, very good node, but at this point in the game, it's arguably the worst node, even though it's potentially the best node endgame. But right now, you don't need any of that.
So how good?
How doomed are we? Okay, I gotta go to the SLT, the Steps of Torment. It's kind of like a side area that you don't necessarily have to go to, but in this case, we not only have to go there for a shrine, but also we have to actually go inside the dungeon for a Ilgor medal. We might have to do it like more than once even, because like Ilgor can drop 2 different medals. I'm not really like looking forward to that, but oh well. And I think I wanna even full clear it, because the final boss of the dungeon, Alchemos, he can drop like really nice cold 2-handers, which honestly it could be perfect for the spell right now. Could be like the best upgrade. At least for cold ABB. I mean, that's kind of true, like depending on like what kind of content you want to do, right, endgame, it is better to transition from Promise Strike to like Savagery, or like use Savagery with Promise Strike on cooldown and stuff like that. That is true, but if you don't care about it like very last optimization process and prefer to have more quality of life or like less buttons over that, you don't actually have to do that step, right? Yeah, I mean, this whole build is a bit like... It's a beginner build, obviously, and I think it works pretty well, but some things about ABB are a bit more scuffed than about like Pinati or Dreek's Evil Eye. To be fair, Dreek's Evil Eye with the offhand was pretty scuffed too, not gonna lie, like having to reset the game like multiple times as well, until like one of the flippin' like Roble Shamans in Act 1 like at some point like allows you to get their offhand kinda, right? It's also pretty annoying, to be fair. Depths of Torment is also gonna be very annoying for anybody, or like any build at this point that doesn't have good pierce res and like that doesn't have good physical like armor. My build is struggling a little bit actually, like I'm taking a bit of damage here. Which is maybe a sign that I should put more points into spectral, no not spectral, phantasmal armor. Which is a Nightblade skill that gives you armor and pierce resistance, so... pretty much exactly the things that you need at this point, I guess. Shuroth Ring review, dude. That was hilarious. This is also a very good, like, one-hander for Nightblade leveling, to be fair. Like, these two are both, like, very, very, very good. For, like, whole dual wield Nightblades, if you wanna, like, play dual wield. But, like, the second you go dual wield, right, you put ABB down to a one-pointer. It's not worth it on dual wield, really. I think, at least. Rip to Zoth. Yeah. You can die to this guy. Definitely. Yep. He has a curse and... you can reduce your fire and your physical resistance. He's honestly harder than like any boss inside the dungeon almost at this point. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. He is scary, not gonna lie. Okay, before we go to the dungeon, we go back and sell stuff, because we want to, you know, have room in the inventory, because once you enter the dungeon, you cannot go out of the dungeon, right? The only ways to get out of the dungeon are to die, which I wouldn't recommend on soft and hardcore, or to log out, or to complete the dungeon. This is gonna like remove 2 points from Lethal Assault, but it's gonna have like a lot more armor, so I think we're gonna switch to these pair of pants here. And another problem is I have like helmets with no armor right now, but I need it, right? I need it. Boots also have no armor. Boots could go if I found like some good ones. Which I didn't. Gloves. Chest. Level 35 though. Okay, I said I need like more armor and pierce resistance, right? So like, let's put one down here, because we always put the one down here. And then let's get like 2 more points here. This also gives you freeze resistance, which, well, around SOT, or like around undead, is also kind of good actually. What's my res? Freeze res 32. I'm currently like more in the cold side right, yeah, for sure. Okay. I just want to stash some things, I think, real quick, like the chest. Okay. Now, this part is gonna be definitely rippier than like anything else I've done on any other like beginner playthrough so far. Probably. But oh well, we're gonna do it anyway. Damage looks good. I mean, damage is fine. It's just worse than Dreek's Evil Eye. And arguably even worse than Pinati. But I mean, it's fine, right? It's fine. So if I'm playing Smith to win with Overkeeper and Nightblade, does it have to be Acid or can it be Bleed? I mean, I'm just like telling you which like endgame builds are viable, right? For leveling, you can play like... You can definitely play fire for leveling. I mean, you probably have to play fire for leveling. But you could also try something else for leveling. For endgame, like... The only like actual good dervish reckoning builds would be acid, cold, or pierce, but like acid is probably the best. But they're all like very gear dependent. They need like specific gear. There's no way otherwise to like convert our reckoning properly to those damage types really. Yep, these guys are a bit rippy here. Don't save your health pots, right? Just press them. I wonder what's going on with these traps sometimes. Like, what's happening with this trap now? What the hell? Some script like bugging out or something? Legendary. Oh my god, that's a legendary item. And it's probably trash. You have to be really careful if you go here, right, around these guys, these skeletal gargantuans. Because they can trap you, they deal lots of physical damage, which is one of the deadliest damage types in the game, and they have a curse, which can also further reduce your physical resistance, of which you usually have, like, not much of, right? So if your armor is terrible at this point, then you're probably gonna die here, so like don't go here with terrible armor. Mine is kind of bad. I guess it's okay, but... And you're gonna like fight this guy here, right, which, well, can sunder, freeze maybe, or like some of the mobs can freeze around him, and yeah, he can trap too. It's not really fun. I mean, it's fun if you don't die, I guess, but you can die easily. He's also level 40. Why the fuck is he level 40? Hello? I'm level 33. What is this? Wait, why is he level 40 though? Huh? Like, don't get hit by the spikes, right? Don't get hit by this. Don't get hit by like the melee swipes. To go away from these, right? Like these small spikes that you basically don't see. They can sunder you and deal a lot of damage. And the slam can deal a lot of damage. This wave, I guess, doesn't deal that much damage. I guess here it's kinda good that we have good AoE, so like we can clear out... Holy shit. We can like clear out the mobs that freeze you and are annoying as fuck, like rather easily. And now he drops like 2 different medals, right? And if you're unlucky, he doesn't drop the one you want. I was actually lucky and I got the one I wanted. Which is a Igor's Eternal Curse, right? This gives you like weapon damage to ABB. But you might be unlucky and you have to rerun this guy as again. And I mean, that might be, again, like rippy. So I guess this was a lucky run. Right, very lucky run actually. Hey, Anoyden, welcome in. Welcome. How are you doing? Thanks for the raid. Wait, I saw you streaming earlier, like what did you play? Hold the phone. You were playing some... Oh, you were playing Reign of Terror mod, right? You were actually playing Grim Dawn, but like Diablo 2 in Grim Dawn. The last time I played Reign of Terror was... Oof, like 3 or 4 years ago, so there's probably like been some updates. How does it feel? Not worth finishing the dungeon. I think it is actually, because Alchemos is gonna drop a very nice cold two-handed weapon for me, which is gonna be better than what I have right now, right? Since ABB doesn't have a monster frequent anyway, and this weapon is literally the best item I have right now, but it's vitality based, right? Like it has vitality based damage. So I'm pretty sure whatever he drops is gonna be better than what I have right now. And to be fair, I don't think Alchemos is rippier than Ilgor even. This is fucking rippy though. Like you gotta like just walk away, right? Or like hide behind the corner, then they can't see you, I don't know. Wait, they got healed? Who the fuck healed them? Oh my god, dude. Yikes. If you do utilize the Diablo classes, it's okay. Okay. Like, they are better or worse than the base game classes? Or is it just, like, not fun? I mean, I guess you kinda... If you play a Diablo 2 mod, right, you kinda should play the classes from the mod, right? Otherwise there's, like, no point in playing. Oh my god, why are they, like, everywhere now? Yikes. Oh, there was a priest in here that spawned too, right? Yikes. Okay, do we kill this crap? This is rippy as hell, I'm gonna tell you, man. This is too rippy. Oh, yeah, if you get hit by this frozen thing and you're frozen, then yeah, you're frozen. And that's not good. Never mind. We have enough damage. Plays Diablo 2 mod. Plays Warlord, imagine, yeah. Okay, do I get more armor in like 1 point down here? Let's do it like that. Trying to end the stream fast. Am I? Do I need any of these? No, not really, right? The Morgnath set is a bit of a drag to farm. I mean, they already like buffed the drop rates like ×2, basically. Like it used to be even worse. Do I have an Aether Hour Reckoning build to share? I have an ancient Aether Hour Reckoning oppressor somewhere on my YouTube, but it's like ancient, and I don't know if it's good anymore. But it is an inspiration, I guess, maybe. Like you can look at like what kind of items I was using back then, and maybe most of those are still good. I don't know. Probably not all, but most are probably still fine. Okay, let's go to find a boss here from this. Okay, he has a war sword. He can have, well, apart from like his special legendary item, he can have a sword and a scythe. I'm not quite sure what is better for me right now as a Nightblade. I think the sword is fine actually. The sword is probably slightly better than the scythe for Nightblade. I just have to like hope for good affixes on top as well. Also, don't stand inside the blue pool here, right? The blue pool sunders. And he spawns that when he like glows like that. Like when he glows, he like does an attack, and if that attack hits you, even if you dodge it, it spawns like a blue pool, and that pool sunders, yeah, and you don't want to stand inside of that. Shield of Fury, I mean, that's pretty good, right? That's actually like totally usable. Yeah, I mean, this is better than what I have. Like, I mean, everything would be better at this point. Like anything with cold damage is better than what I have right now. Which this is. Oh, that's nice. We got a blueprint too. Like a movement skill blueprint. Okay, do we go back to... in Homestead? Okay, let's go back to Homestead then. Too many quests. Forget about these guys over here. Okay. So we got a weapon upgrade for level 39, that's a weird level. We have a metal upgrade for right now. And the rest is probably trash. Yeah, looks like trash. To me at least. Wait, I didn't? What? Oh my god, for real? How did I not get the amulet from the guy? Holy pierce damage. Wait, he already died. Wait, I've never seen him die, actually. I didn't know he could die. Like, before you talked to him the first time. He actually died, and then he, like, dropped the thing instead. Holy. I've never seen it ever happen, actually. What the hell? Okay, wow. I mean, props to Crate to, like, actually think of that. Interesting. Like, there's... Yeah. I mean, it's like once you have the quest and you see him and then you ignore him, it has to like trigger something that then like triggers so that the next time you go there, right? Then he just dies. Yeah. The scythe is slightly better for cold ABB since it does convert acid to cold, but the sword gives +4 to PV. Okay, I guess the scythe would have been like slightly better then. Yeah, I guess, yeah. At least when you want to play like cold. I mean, when you play cold with either of the two. This converts physical to cold though, and the sword has pretty high base physical damage. I mean, the scythe probably has like some physical to cold as well though.
I wasn't sure. I wish
At least through affixes, if you get like chill prefix for example.
I'll skip. The Legion is split on.
Okay, we changed the metal. We can't change the weapon yet, but soon, yeah. Can you do a Vitality Spin to Win build with Oathkeeper and Nightblade? I would not go for Vitality on Nightblade. Like, if you want to do Vitality Spin to Win, you should do Shaman or Occultist secondary, not Nightblade. Nightblade is not really a good Vitality class. I mean, you can play Phantasmal Blades as Vitality, but Nightblade as a support, like as a Vitality support class for another Vitality skill from another class is not something I would recommend, no. Oh, hang on, let's get the fumble here. You could also do Necro, true, yeah, like Shaman, Necro, Shaman, Necro, Occultist are like the 3 Vitality support classes, I would say. Fist code is identical, okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, then like Scythe is better. No matter what, I guess. Oh well. I mean, the affixes are good though, right? So I can't complain really. And getting the right metal as well on the same run. Like, usually you would probably have to like run this. You would have to run it twice at least. Right, to get the right metal and like the right weapon. Dude, this class is crazy with cunning, right? Like I have 0 points in cunning, but somehow my highest attribute is cunning. Like I don't want cunning. I mean, I do want OA, so I don't mind having some cunning, but this is crazy. Okay, I also just like realized my elemental is actually down in the gutter right now, so let's... How do I still have this amulet? Should like update my amulet too. Like this is. Yeah, let's craft the wards though, and then like put it into a proper amulet, whichever I'm gonna find next. Like the current one is not good, right? I should have like just put it into like one of those like swarm hive amulets that you get. Or I go and do like the Elena quest, right?
Ah, there you are. Come.
Probably next time though. It's not really something you want to do right now at this point. Can you even do it? Like you need like more reputation, right, with these guys? Actually, I think respected might be enough, right? Alright, I'm gonna push to amalgamation and then I think we're gonna take a break for the day. And the next time we're gonna... Oh shit, 9 out of 10, what the hell am I doing? The next time we're gonna upgrade the gear with a proper like +1 to all skills Nightblade belt, which I think you can buy from Black Legion. At least like once I have the rep for that. And also like get the Elena's necklace. Just like a side area. Yeah, on normal difficulty you really don't want to like farm for perfect items ever. You just do like 1 or 2 runs, or like you do runs until you get like a item that you can use, and that's like good enough from there. Right. Like getting this medal in the first place was like good enough. I didn't really like care about the affixes. And getting either of the 2 weapons was also like good enough. Need honored for Elena quest even? Really? Oof. Yeah, okay, maybe we're not getting Elena amulet like that soon after all. Was it even honored? Yikes. And you're probably right. We'll check later, like tomorrow. Or, I mean, not tomorrow, like next stream, right? Whenever. Okay, where the hell is the cave? Hello? $35 is a good level. Some blue amulet, maybe. Essence of Baronath, for example, could be usable. Or honestly, like anything that has like good resistances to use would be usable. Yeah. Yeah, I could kill Shambler, I could kill the wasps as well. I guess Shambler has armor. So that's slightly better. Hey, look at that, another shrine, woohoo. You can dual wield now, or leap. Like on the very first playtest that I showed you guys, leap was only working with 2-handers, so like 1 hand if you're dual wielding. But now it works like with both hands when you're dual wielding. And yeah, leap is in my opinion one of the best skills right now during testing, but I mean that might change. I mean, it's all like still very much work in progress. So. Let's get like armor here, elemental rest here, points down here.
That's locked.
Did I miss the first vizier? I guess I did. Oh shit, he's like in this corner probably. He has like a couple of spawn locations and must have missed the one in which he spawned right now. That's unfortunate. Oh well. There he is. So, okay, I mean, while on paper, right, there aren't many monster treatments to Amarasta's Blade Burst. So you might think, oh, it's like bad for leveling, right? Because usually you want like big monster frequents. You can actually get to 26 points in AoB rather easily, right? You can like max out the skill itself rather easily, and I mean, there's a lot of damage inside just like overcapped skill points. I mean, you just need the medal, like 2 rings, which are, well, super easy to get. I just kill Veloth 2 times. And, I mean, that's already like +9. And then you either need like some belt or amulet with like +1 Nightblade, which is also very easy to get, or like a relic with +1 Nightblade. Or you go to Forgotten Gods and get the Gargoyle's Gaze, right? Compare ABB to Blackwater Cocktail. I mean... yeah, glad you enjoy being here. T8365, appreciate the kind words. And I mean, I do try to be as interactive as possible whenever I stream. Just curious, is a new season planned before the new Dawn expansion? No. We are gonna use the time until the expansion is there to instead rather make sure the next like league is starting as soon as possible after the league, like I mean after the expansion. So whatever we already know from like playtesting and so on, that's gonna like happen or change in the expansion. We're gonna try to like accommodate for that and change our leagues like accordingly, like adjust the league so it still feels like a properly like, I don't know, integrated like league. Which at some point probably would include like a playtest maybe for the season as well. So if you guys are like eager for some new seasonal content or like some integrated seasonal content before the actual league starts or like before the expansion starts, then being like a playtester for the league is probably the way to go, I guess.
See you around.
Is there a mindless, like low input build this patch besides certain minions? Having issues with memory wrists or loss of clicking isn't really fun. I think 200 Prom Strike is very low on buttons. Like melee or ranged. Ranged might be worse for your wrist because you might have to like kite around a bit. I don't know, but I think ever since like Wind Devils are permanent now, right? Like you don't have to resummon Wind Devils anymore. So because of that, it's like pretty good quality of life, I guess now. There's also like a Auradin paladin. Honestly, Auradin is, in my opinion, not as like, I mean, it still like needs some buttons to press. More so than like a Promise Strike build even, I would say. Do you have a date for the expansion release? No, not yet. Who do I choose here? Kaiman's Chosen or that's Visual? I think it doesn't really matter for this class, right? At least for this build right now, right here. Because we want to like use this helmet anyway. So we don't care about the helmet. The amulet is like for necromancer shamans. And the medal is like for demolitionists mostly. So kind of doesn't matter. If you want to farm Malkadar's blades, right? If you want to like play dual wield cold Malkadar's blades, then you want to side with Kaiman's Chosen. And especially if you want to like play a Reaper, right? You kind of want to try to be solo Nightblade up until this point, then choose Kaiman's Chosen, and then become a Reaper after that. Because these guys don't accept Necromancers, but they do tolerate Necromancers if you side with them first and then become a Necromancer. So I guess most of the time you want to go with Kaiman's Chosen as a cold build here. As a cold Nightblade at least. Now, I was initially gonna go Acid, and I might still like switch over to Acid once I get the gun, so Manticore would be like the next play, but right now Manticore doesn't really like do that much for me, so I could like pick up Amatork, or I could like pick up Behemoth for like more healing and so on. Both of these are fine. Amatork is it's a cold damage devotion, but it has like a couple of somewhat defensive nodes at least as well, like this one right here. Alright. Yeah, this is where we're gonna end for the day today. We're gonna continue this guy next time. Go through all of Norman at least, and ABB, and then eventually compare this run to like another like dual wield run, for sure, and maybe like another Phantasma Blades run even, once that skill like gets some updates. Which I'm sure it's gonna get as well soon. And maybe even like a Pitmaster Axe run, right? Who knows? There's like a couple of runs I have in my mind that could work decently actually for Nightblade as well. I mean, for like many classes, but yeah, Nightblade being one of them. So yeah, thanks for watching.